I grew up kind of all over. My dad was in the Air Force, so I'm an Air Force brat. I lived in a bunch of different places, and then I just kept moving when I got out of college. My favorite place to live was upstate New York. It was really beautiful up there. I loved the countryside, and I also really loved school, and I loved what my school had to offer. I thought I would be an actress when I grew up, but it just didn't pan out that way. Probably would have to say I didn't pursue it. My next job was at a video editing house and equipment rental house. I got a job at the video editing and video rental company, and the electronic industry and electronic communications and film were all at a real cusp at that time. The rental equipment guy in the back really liked me, and he kind of took me under his wing, and he trained me in all the equipment, which was really not female end of the business. There was a big break for me. First I knew if I wanted to get into broadcast video or ever I wanted to get into film, I had to get out of Philadelphia and I had to get to New York. I had enough experience that I knew I could get some kind of job in New York, so I kind of took the leap and I moved to New York, and I did find a job, and I was a production manager. As I was working at one of them, I heard that there was a high-def company that was being sponsored by Sony. They were opening in New York. Their biggest client right then was Industrial Light and Magic. And that was like catnip for me. I found people that knew people who worked at 1125, and I managed to get an interview, and I managed to get the job as the production manager at 1125. They were doing a test shoot, and I got to be the production manager for that job, and that was kind of my segue to ILM. I worked on that job in New York for about 4 months, and when the job was over, they didn't like 1125, and they said high def would never go anywhere, but they really liked me and thought I'd really done a good job. And so they said, you ever want an interview at ILM, give us a call and we'll get you an interview. So I thought to myself, well, if I don't do this right now, they're going to forget about me. So within the week, I called the guy who happened to be the head of production at ILM, and I said, hey, guess what? I just happened to be moving to California, and I'd really like a job at ILM. I'd like that interview you promised me. And I knew that if I was trying to get a job from the other coast, that there's no way that they would hire me. It's just the logistics of that. And I thought, what the heck? So I came out to San Francisco, and I crashed in a friend's apartment, and I got an interview, and he said, if anything comes up, we'll give you a call. And then about 3 weeks later, they called me, and they said, guess what? We have a job as an animation coordinator for the animation department. And are you interested? And I said, yep. You can do anything you want to do. You really are only limited by yourself. I